Hi guys! Today I was forced to share with you my deck. It is maybe the most insane deck I played in Death for Glory. It is a crystal deck, the Spellslinger, and all the deck is based around Crystal of Death X. Crystal of Death X says that once it is discarded, its damage value is greatly increased but will not increase Arcane Resonance anymore. So I was a bit curious about this one. I never used it, and I show you what the upgraded version is. Here it is. When this card is played, all your mana is consumed. Damage is equal to 3 times the mana consumed. So this card alone can be our win condition. We just have to have something like 15 mana, play this, and deal 45 damage. That's all. So all the other cards are just ways to stay alive with barrier and blocks, and ways to increase the mana. But of course, we are crystal, so we have access to a lot of frozen tools. So to be short, Word of Endurance, increase the mana, increase the barrier, it's good. Truth Seeker, it is a tricky one. It can increase the Arcane Resonance. Wait, I just remove this one up. Perfect. It increases Arcane Resonance, so as I have a lot of mana, increasing the Arcane Resonance with the mana left can be useful with two cards we're gonna see. Lightning Shock, apply stun to your opponent so your opponent can't do anything. Of course, against Enigma Sphere it is useless, but it is a 1 mana card to discard when I have too much cards in hand. It is important to have a way to play cheap cards. Icy Manipulation, really strong card, good reaction block, and the possibility to apply Frozen, so to say to your opponent, no, your turn ends now. So very solid. Essence Drains, it can be okay. Increase both resources. Cosmic Attunement, the best card in the deck. Increase maximum mana by 2. So it is a lot of damage for our Crystal of Death X. And if I have Arcane Resonance 3 or greater, draw 2 cards instead of 1. So Truth Seeker is good for this. But Truth Seeker is also good for Winter's Embrace X. Apply Frozen X to your opponent, where X is your Arcane Resonance. So if you have Arcane Resonance 4, you apply Frozen 4. Frozen 4 is a lot. You just lock your opponent and you can do whatever you want during 4 turns. It's insane. And this card... Oh, I see a typo here. Discarded. It's discarded. If this card is discarded, you apply Frozen 2 to your opponent. So keep in mind that if you discard it at the end of the turn, it applies Frozen 2 at the end of the turn, so it applies in reality Frozen 1. But if you discard it against a Daze effect, or when you use at the start of the game, during the first turn, you already apply Frozen 2, so very insane. Astral Dance, Spell Ward X. So every time you play a spell, you get 2 points of barrier. So plus 2 points of barrier, plus 2 points of barrier, plus 2 points of barrier. Very solid. Lucent Shielding X, 4 points of barrier and sometimes Arcane Resonance. Very solid. Ancient Glacier, you can discard it to upgrade it, or simply play it because it is the upgraded version. So it can be a 8-4 block reaction. 8-4 is insane. 7-3 block reaction, which gain mana. 1 if Ice, which is another block reaction, which can counter a lot of cards because I have a lot of mana. Crystal Defense, another block reaction. And Deep Freeze to apply Frozen 3. So yeah, I spent 5 minutes to speak about the deck, but it was important to see how it works. And I have Divine Armor because it is probably the best item. I have Blood in Eyes because it is a free draw, but I often discard it. And I have Poke, which isn't really usable because I never have an empty end. But yeah, let's play against Venimasphere. I don't know if you want sound effect. Let's see. Fight. So Enigmasphere is pretty hard in theory because it has access to the best block creation in the game, which is a 6/4, and it has access to some random force field. But if you play a 50 damage attack, reaction blocks and force field doesn't matter. Oh, okay. My goal is to one-shot Venimasphere. Let's see if I can one-shot the sphere. What do I want to keep? Deep Freeze is a bit tricky to keep. Lightning Shot is pretty bad. Truth Seeker is bad at this point, so early in the game. So yeah. I haven't my spells. My spells are the best card to find. I haven't them. But I have Ice and Mirrors. That's not so bad. I can probably already gain 1 point of maximum mana here. Or not. Okay. Perfect. I can discard this one. Or maybe not already. Maybe that I prefer to use to discard Crystal Defense yet. So yeah, there is a lot of cards that I want to discard in this deck, which is kind of fun. Winter's Embrace to apply Frozen. Our block reaction to become a 8/4. And our win condition, Crystal of Death. That's a lot. So what is it doing? Is increasing barrier? Okay. I guess I'll pass. My opponent is waiting for me to do a mistake to punish me. So I can simply not play any cards. That was dumb. Winter's Embrace was a better move here to take advantage of the hit. Let's play a card. I forget that I had only 3 points of mana. Not a big deal, he only has 6 points of hit. Okay, I take 4. I have Ancient Ward, so it can't deal a lot of damage during those 3 first turns. Okay, so my opponent is reloading, he can't do anything. Let's start to gain some mana. 5 mana. Do I want to play this? Probably just to empty the end. Cannot be damaged by long range. I don't understand. Oh, I have a damage -3. Okay. But that was a move anyway. Okay, so here I can start to use Winter's Embrace. My opponent is frozen. Frozen 2, but it's the end of the turn. So it is only frozen 1. Here, frozen 1. So my opponent is using this one, which provide green connection. Draw a card whenever your attacks damage the opponent until green connection is removed. I can really accept this. That's not a big deal. So now I can have fun and start to really increase my resources. That's a good one. Let's play Divine Armor. My opponent is frozen, so he can't play any card. He can only play one card, and it was this one. So I'm gonna reuse this, draw 2. I have enough cards, enough spaces in my hand. That's good. Okay. I probably discard Deep Freeze. I prefer to wait to see what my opponent is planning to do, to try to punish him. So for example, this one I can play Ice and Mirror. So I get 1 point of max mana here. And I'll pass to try to use a second reaction. Okay, this one is a bit tricky to counter. Maybe that I accept to just discard this one. So my barrier breaks. My barrier cancels the Disintegrate 4. Here I can use one with ice. Ice protects me. Okay, perfect. And now my opponent can't play any cards. So I have the choice between using Cosmic Attunement and draw a card, or World of Endurance, and I can reuse Ice and Mirror or Wind with Ice. I probably prefer to use World of Endurance to get a lot of barrier for the next turn. So it is a game where I can start to think about my ally Super Poke, which is the 6/4, draw 3 cards, but you can only draw it if your hand is empty. I can try to empty my hand here. Okay, this card is pretty good. And finally I can discard Crystal of Death. So now Crystal of Death is, when this card is played, all mana is consumed. Damage is equal to 3 times the mana consumed. My opponent has 10 barrier points and Void Shield. It is kind of hard to find a way. I probably just pass here. Because I have no reason to play this into the 6/4, and I have no reason to play this and get smashed by a lot of attacks. So I just pass. And I'm back to full health thanks to the item with Regenerate. Okay, that's a pretty good end. I probably discard Truth Seeker. I have my free Arcane Resonance with Essential Shielding and Essence Drain. Cosmic Enchantment will draw 2 cards every turn. Okay, Void Shield again. I don't understand why my opponent doesn't use any attack. That's super good for me. Now it's frozen, so I can do whatever I want. For example, Cosmic Enchantment. Essence Drain. Let's pass. Oh, my spell dealt 3 damages, so there is a force field thanks to the advanced protocol. Not this one, this one. Let's be serious. Okay, I can keep it or I can discard it. I'll probably discard Astral Dance and see what's coming. I have 13 points of mana. Okay. 14 now. 16 now. I can still upgrade my Arcane Resonance. I guess this one, I don't know if it's a Void Shield or the Barrier. I guess it is a Barrier. Oh no, it was a Void Shield. Great. So I can decide to deal 7 damage to the Barrier. It might be unnecessary. Yeah, I probably keep this card in hand. I don't know if I will use Blood in Eyes, but probably. Okay, this card is perfect. Oh, wait. My opponent hasn't. Well, just the hit. I missed that. So I can simply freeze him forever now with Winter's Embrace. Let's do that. Let's do this. Maybe that Deep Freeze first was better because in case it will activate the force field, so I can't use this now, sadly. Okay. My opponent hasn't a reload. That's a disaster for him. I discard this one. I need to empty my hand a lot because I draw 2 cards with Cosmic Enchantment every turn. Okay, so can use this to deal 8 damages to the barrier. This to activate meditation. So now I will gain Arcane Resonance every turn. And Arcane Resonance is super good with Winter Embrace, Crystal Defense. Do I want to do something else this turn? I can use this. I can use this. Okay, mana, mana, mana. Okay. Let's take back Cosmic Attunement, and I have Crystal of Death. Crystal of Death is 63 at the moment. So that's not a lot. I mean, of course it's a lot, but it's not enough to one-shot the boss. Okay. What do I want to do? I can pass. I can pass. My opponent will try to use an attack, or will increase the barrier. And in both cases, Frozen is still here, so I can do whatever I want after this attack. 8-4, but this one is 7-4, which increase Arcane Resonance, so that's not that good. It is kind of fun. Okay, so what am I supposed to do? Probably to use this to empty the hand a bit. Perfect. So yeah, I discard the 8-4. Now this one. This one. It is super good to apply Frozen, but my opponent is frozen forever. Let's increase the mana. Let's draw 2 cards and increase the mana. Yep. I could kill my opponent this turn, but at this point I just want to play the biggest attack ever. I don't know what's the maximum here. I play it on turn 17. So I have to discard one with ice. I can let him play a card, I really don't care. Okay, if you want. Okay. Let's draw 2 cards. Oh, that's bad. Finally, I have to use this. Too many blocks. It was probably good to play another spell instead of Ancient Glacier, for example. Ancient Glacier is probably my weakest block. Okay, reload, no problem. So I can't draw this 2 this turn, so I'm probably just gonna play Deep Freeze. And this one to empty the end. And probably Cosmic Attunement, I don't know. I can draw the barrier. I can draw... Yeah, I can probably play 2 cards. but I can play 1, so that's good. So I have, yeah, 33 mana, 12 Arcane Resonance, 10 Barrier since forever. Yeah, 3 turns to beat my opponent. So turn 15, 16, and 17. So let's start to play this to empty the hand a bit. I would love to see a speed 4 attack here. So I can use Ice and Mirror or when Ice and Mirror. Oh no, okay. Defense Protocol, yeah, that's fun. No, it isn't. Cosmic Attunement. Let's draw 2 cards. Okay, perfect. More mana, more and more. More and more and more. I just try to empty my hand. Total Connected. What is Total Connected? Oh, yeah, I just gave a lot of barrier to my opponent. Okay, good. So Crystal Defense is out. Two turns. So it breaks the Void Shield? No. Void Shield only prevent the damage of an attack. Okay. So I can draw the stun, for example, the 2/4. Here it is. And sadly I can't increase my... I can't increase my mana. And it is gonna be the last turn, so I'm just gonna play Crystal of Death. And it will be the end. 100. Yeah, stay in my hand. You deserved it. 117. Good. It seems balanced. So yeah, we have we are full health, full barrier, full mana, full arcane resonance. The deck was good. There is no doubt about that. It might be the first time that I use Crystal in the Forsaken Artifact. Crystal is very enjoyable, but it is very long, so that's not my favorite character in Adventure. 20 battle, 3 times dominant, 28 stun, max damage boost, 1. How did I get a damage boost? And we never used poke. Poke is really hard to use, except if you are Red Eye. Red Eye can use poke when he go all in. Divine Armor is very, 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 very solid. And if you want to check the deck once again, it's this one. Have a nice day.